begets loyalty. Fear harbors revolt.
All right, we're back.
Inattentive
We're live.
leadership
We're back
leads
up.
to disdain, to anger.
Hopefully
then
it's
to
not
revolution.
tits and ass laggy
You
again.
must
It shouldn't
regain
be. I reset my
control of your
computer.
populace. First through subjugation, then through wise leadership.
Alright, much better. It's not perfect, but it's, it will do. What was I doing again? I see. I'm glad no one was here to hear that. If anyone rewatches that, you excuse me, but also you didn't hear that. Ooh. Oh. Ah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, generic grunting sounds. Oh yeah, everyone's favorite content.
Be the sword. Unified in intention.
Wait, why can't I attack it? It's enemy. Can we?
Remain firm. I reject such foolishness.
Why can't? Yeah, attacking the enemy. I get that. Why can't I?
Steel for battle.
I guess because he already has it under siege. Okay, interesting. Whatevs. Whatevs.
Shout fury!
Strike these guys down. On here. Wait, just one person? Shit. Okay. Is it just me or is it still
Our
laggy?
victory is proof of heaven's approval.
I'm gonna employ him. Hold up.
To action. To the task.
Am I crazy? No, it's not. Okay, I am crazy.
Pure folly. Marching.
Gonna have her take care of that. Going to. Guess I'm gonna send over. Once she takes care of that, I'm gonna have this army come over here, this army come over here. I'll have these armies take over here. And this way. Yeah. Right. Right.
Ready yourselves.
It's fine. It seems like they got that. They got it. I kind of wanted to conquer all these nerds, but guess I should conquer Cao first and these territories.
Gather your strength.
Oh my.
Forward. Marching. I would be alone for a time.
Wow, wow, wow. We are going to,
Deflect with shield. Cleave with sword. Avoid diversions.
make sure we give you the whoop to the ass, brother. You attempted to invade my lands? That is not kosher. I do not allow such transgressions.
Ever forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them all head over here. I think once they unify over here, I'll have just enough army strength to just fuck anyone up. Oh, hey, what's up, bro? Let's see. A political hostage. Fuck the Han Empire. Life is lifing. My work's doing well. You know, but yeah, you know. Look at all the food I have, dude. I probably do not need this much food, but I'm ready in case I conquer areas that just don't have any fucking food at all. You know? Probably do not need it. Probably could sell a bunch of it, honestly. Alright, next time I'm getting this thing. And I'm gonna get whatever those troops are. The Yellow Dragons and the Heavy Sword Cavalry. I've needed better sword cavalry recently. You know, I have heavy fucking words. I have heavy glaive motherfuckers, but I don't got no horsies. How about you? How's life? Did you switch your job? You still at your job? What's going on with that? What's the dealio? Is this still losing its shit? Alright, whatever. Nothing I can do about it. I can't afford upgrades. Money, money, money. God, so much money always needed. Maybe I should sell some of the food. Let's see. Diplomatic relations. Who's become my vassal and is mad at me? You need to start interviewing and be ready to leave. You know? And then you try to use that as leverage. Say, listen, I want to try to stay, but you're not.
This will be short.
Oh, they're poor on it, but they're good on money. So here's what I'll do. Trade. Or food trade. Request regular payments. That's it? Oof. God, you need a lot of food. Alright. You shouldn't have that much army. Hold on. I can't afford that much. And I want you to have some favor. So I'll only make you pay 150 a turn. Aw, dude, that's gotta suck. Driving time in the morning's gotta be... Or actually, in your case, it's the evening. It's the fucking worst.
Goodwill stabilizes relations.
I really remember hating driving on the office because it's basically a whole extra hour of bullshit you have to deal with that you don't expect.
Choose your words wisely.
Oh, we're at war. Whoops, sorry. Hold on. Yuntan.
Let us get this over with.
Trade. We'll give you food. In exchange, you give us money. I know you got the fucking dough. I'll give you a little extra.
An offer to be cherished.
I just need to increase my income per turn. Yeah, I recently realized why my some of my fucking armies kept losing, or not losing, but not decisively winning the way I would want them to, is because their troops were fucking weak as shit. And if I did find something with a walking distance, but if I went there, I'd have no free time. What do you mean you'd have no free time?
My lord?
Ooh, really? No work holidays? That's fucking brutal, dude. I would not do that. That would kind of kill your soul, brother. Even if it's better working hours, like I couldn't imagine just not having time off to do shit I would want. And only Sunday off? Oh, dude. Are you getting paid like significantly more here or some shit? Like, even then, though, I don't know. Liu Bei, you bastard. I left you alone after you fucking stole... This fucking dickwad. I left him alone. A few hundred. Like, is that... Okay, but is that more because you're working more, or is that more because you're getting paid more? I will remember that, Liu Bei. Slut. My march.
Standard stance.
Who's Wan Ling? Why am I not at war with him? He took my shit. Wong. I don't see his ass. Oh, Wong on. Let's see.
Let wisdom shine through our talks.
You're very, very poor, and you own only that. Are you neutral? I would like... I will not murder your entire existence if you give me back Donghae. Hold on. I said give me the fucking territory. Hold up. 29. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, I would need to give a lot of recurring payments. What is this? No. I'm just gonna go to war with this fucker. He took my shit earlier, and I'm not gonna let him fucking get away with that. Fuck off! Because more hours, I don't know if I can really say if that's worth it, brother.
Destroy corruption. At ease. On the march. On the march. Contemplate all. Marching.
Fuck him up!
To be heard.
Oh wow, he runs far.
Attack!
Friends with places that have the same flavor all does, but it isn't. Fuck no. Ah, dude, is it like a? How far would the drive be? Like an hour and a half?
Remain firm.
Conserve spirit.
Restore authority. Such action would be folly. I refuse. Rest is needed for focus.
You moved 4 feet. Wait, what? Is it mountain terrain makes it difficult or some shit? What the fuck?
With purpose.
5 hours away? Holy shit, dude. Like... Oh, God, dude. Like, you'd have to move for that shit if it's 5 hours away. Like, are you renting or, like... If you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to answer, I totally understand. Just,
Maintain momentum.
Wake up early, dude. That's 5 hours of your day you're not being paid for. That you're driving both ways. That's 10 hours of driving. Like, or is it 5 hours in total? Like, both ways. Because even then, it's like, fuck, dude. God, never enough fucking money. How is this going down? You have... Oh my god, wait, what? This has been here the whole time? Fuck! I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the job market right now for most people is pretty piss poor. I got very lucky that my job was looking for internal people. And that, honestly, like, I got really lucky to join the company I did. They're a smaller company, and they're very... Okay, listen, they're slow with some shit, but they're at least loyal, and they keep their promises, you know? At least that's what I can say about that. So I'm glad that they were hiring internally, which was nice. Yeah, no, it is nice. It is nice. Like, the pay wasn't exactly what I wanted, honestly. Despite being there for 2 years for a pay increase, basically. But in exchange, I get other benefits and other options, and my growth in the company should be pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. Honestly, it's better than I was expecting. I literally am just going to be getting my degree right now anyway, so... the job market for fresh college grads is pretty fucking piss poor, brother. I'm graduating late because I fucking dicked around, but, even still. Yeah, I like the place I work, honestly, for the most part.
You would not need fear us.
Who's this Kingdom of Wu non-aggression pact? That's it? No.
Your choice.
I actually did go to community college. No, that's actually why it took so long, because I dicked around at community college. Yeah, no, so essentially what happened was, and I'll talk while this game goes on, I went there and I just really wasn't feeling college. Like, I just didn't know what I wanted to do in life at all. So I was like, I didn't really want to go to classes. I was probably sleeping a little bit much. I wouldn't say I was depressed necessarily, but I wasn't serious about school because I just felt like I had no direction. And it took a bit. It took a couple extra years to figure shit out. You know, it's supposed to finish a couple years ago, but and I changed my major too, which caused it to take longer. Although technically I finished at the beginning of the year. I wanted to get my new job at that time because that's when my work's like, oh yeah, finish your school and we'll do that. But then they're like, hey, actually, wait till Q2 because we need to open up it in the budget. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, but whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I finished my secondary level of college in only 1 year. I made sure to take the summer and winter classes to speed it up. So I come in basically one fall, did fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. So I guess a little bit more than a year, like a year and a half or whatever, but still. I wanted to get school done. I took 6 classes every semester. God, that final semester sucked fucking titties and balls. Yes, actually, so yes and no, okay? So, oh my god. First, one time, my Siri went off in the middle of the exam. Like, it was a handwritten exam, free response, and it's Siri's, like, I don't know, I guess it was pressing against it. It was like, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Please tell me what. I'm like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And the professor looked at me, but didn't say anything. I still got a B in that class. He didn't fail my final. But, like, he was not chill necessarily. Like, I talked to him, enjoyed talking about his class, but, like, he had a midterm and a final and a free response essay. That's it. That was your grade. And the midterm and final were all free response essay-styled questions. And so it was a real fucking bitch of a fucking class to study for. But I actually really enjoyed it, right? And it's the same with, like, I took a Chinese philosophy class. Basically the exact same situation, every day there was a quiz. Every day there was like 500 words of essay that we would have to write about the book we were reading, or not the book, about philosophy we were reading and our understanding of how a philosopher presented it. Free response, midterm, and final. But I was like a chatterbox in the class, and I got the whole class to just be talking the whole time. And we were like really enjoying our Chinese philosophy discussions, right? I took a lot of the 7 p.m. classes because I take the 7 p.m. classes. You get a lot of like the like the semi-professor people or the more chill professors because they're also tired. So the classes there, mine were mostly pretty chill, but some of them were angry for some reason. Oh my god, dude, I definitely know that. I had one professor where like he was such a serious guy, and like on the final the average was 33%. That was the average on the final. Like, are you fucking serious, dude? Like, I don't know. Ooh, I think I win. Let's see. Ooh, I don't think I win. I think I need to send one of these guys up there. You know what? You're heading up here from now on. No. You march up here.
Always forwards.
God, like, fucking, like, and a lot of people were not doing well on that test. I even went to, like, study sessions and tutoring for that class, and I still only got, like, a 60-something, 67% on the final. I got a B in that class at the end, because I did well in the other exams, but, like, shit, dude. Some fucking hard-ass professors.
Destiny awaits.
The goal is fixed. Prepare full sails.
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to move my troops. My brain does not do so well at doing multiple things at the same time. It's like, oh, fuck you. Choose one.
The mightiest tree survives on its roots.
God, I have to go around like that? That's really dumb. You know what?
First step. To arms. Our faith was rewarded.
It's not that good. I'll let you live.
Return them to their kin.
Have courage.
Easy money. Easy. Shrink, shrunk, shrunk.
This is proof of our righteousness.
I will release you.
Let them go. They know not their folly. Let the people rejoice in our victory.
God, he can move so far. Holy crap, bro. Actually, you know what? You are gonna reinforce my guy, and he's gonna come down here.
Nurture wisdom.
Where's this? And you
Irrational
will head into the mountains.
moving as one.
Do I own that? Who is this? Shanghai. Oh my fucking god. No! So, back in community college, we had a ton of fucking military people who came in. So I had like 40-year-olds, like 35-year-olds. Same with at Cal State. I had people who are like pushing 40. You know, in my classes with me, a lot of them, you know, GI, which is good for them. Shit, dude, they served, and fuck, they deserve to get the payment for it. Yeah, no, I mean, sure, it's just kind of how you encounter a lot of the older guys. You know, obviously, I was a little bit older than some of my classmates, but still, not too much, not too much. Oh, God, I need to fix my buildings. Okay, what's the issue here? Okay, so I need to upgrade this. Upgrade this. I guess I should just do state workshop for money. No, I know what you mean. You do definitely meet your fair share of different age gap people. Like sometimes, like I met like one younger guy. He got really drunk on some Fireball that he had in the back of the car, and I took him back home. And I told his parents came out when he was looking really ill, and I'm like, yeah, he was not feeling very well, so I gave him a ride home after class, I said. Like, completely ignoring the fact what he was talking about 5 seconds ago, like, being, like, a little shithead and, like, cursing and, like, saying other shit, and I just completely, like, lied. I'm like, alright, time to dip. More population is always an issue. Ooh, do I need food production here, or do I need income from peasantry? Actually, I will go up here, yeah. I do need income, I'm broke. Oh, God. You know, this game's actually grown on me a lot. Like, at first it was kind of, like, a little hard. I mean, it's still, I'm not doing great. It's still on easy, I think. But, you know. No. Well, one of them invited me to a party. Like he invites, like, his better students to a party afterwards, I think. Like, as a networking event. I didn't have time to go because I was going to a basketball game with my CEO. So basically, okay. Which really annoyed me. It happened to be that Thursday that everyone needed me. So basically, last year, our lawyer was supposed to go to the basketball game with our CEO and our VP of marketing, okay? It was against, like, other dental companies. And last second, Michael couldn't go, so I was subbed in because I played basketball before and I was local, even though I was out of shape as fuck, right? I just, like, made sure to steal the ball, play defense, and pass. So we didn't do too terrible. We ended up second place. So I was joking, like, shit, you know, you guys are going to win this year since you replaced me, you know. Obviously, if you're subbing me out, you better win. You can't do worse than second place, or I will absolutely, like, shit on them. But it was good. But they did that, like, that fucking get-together with all his students at the same day we were doing that basketball tournament. I'm like, shit, go to a basketball game with my CEO, or go network with people I've never met. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't exactly that crazy of a decision to make. What the fuck is still negative? Oh my. And then this one. Onping. Onping is always eating shit. Oh. That's not helping. Shit. But But I liked a lot of my professors. A lot of my professors were actually pretty cool. Mostly because I took the midnight classes. If I took like the fucking middle of the day classes, I'd be shit on. In my interactions of early Christianity, there was no discussion. Oh my god. No, I could see how that would happen. Like for me, like a lot of my classes really ended up me being the only one talking to the professor because no one bothered to fucking say shit. But for at least for my philosophy class, when I started talking, I was able to bring in other people into the discussion for my Chinese philosophy. So at least you know, at least it wasn't just me yapping. It makes it a lot more fun when it's like a lot. Why? Oh, you're on march.
Standard stands towards destiny.
It's like far enough away. So Zhang, who the fuck is Zhang Kai? Non-aggression pact.
The path is clear. Marching. Towards victory.
Hold up. My brain is frozen. I'm trying to. I gotta. Oh, thinking powers reduced. Oh. There were like two other peoples who would join the discussion, but both of them would literally. Oh my god, I hate it when it's like there's like only a few other people who actually give enough shits to like show up, and like actually do anything in class. It really does depend on who you get in your classes to see who engages. Like when I just like I said with my other fucking class that I was my economies of the Asian Pacific region. Only a couple people talked, you know. So the burden was mostly on me, and a lot when they didn't come. When they often didn't come, it was like, shit, alright. It was 70% they wouldn't come. Oh my god. Dude, I went to all my classes because there was always credit for attending. There was so much credit for attending that that just attending would get you a fucking A in a lot of, like not an A, but it'd give you 10%. Or like bonus points or other shit. And it just made it so worth it.
Promote calmness. This is not the time. To the grand design.
Wait, no, why are you going all the way? No. Oh, no. Oh, he wasted all of his fucking movement.
For honor! For China!
In my history, what the fuck kind of class is that? History of church councils? What do you even learn in that class? And not to be offensive, I just like literally don't even understand what that class is about.
Moving out.
Strike them! Gather your strength!
Oh, they're both set on march. Shit.
Return to standard position!
No, he's not.
Strike true!
Can I just beat? Oh, I can't just beat him. Okay, yeah, because I need to replace these guys. But at least these guys, the Protectors of Heavens, are fucking broken as fuck. I forgot since it was so... No, I totally know what you mean, dude. A non-engaging professor ruins those fucking classes.
The people's voice cannot be silenced.
Route, you let fucking 81 get away? Shit, dude. Water clock, I don't need that. I'll just release it.
They fought only for their beliefs. Beneath tall trees lie unseen roots, supporting and...
Wipe him out. No mercy on the edge of a blade. There is only
Justice cannot be denied.
a cold death, cold weapons. I find it so silly that they call like swords and other such things cold weapons, but I'm not the one who decided this stuff. Ooh, 12 expertise. I do not have a lot of swords
It
like
is
that.
the people's
Yoink!
will.
You're dead. Sorry, Revs. It was indeed the people's will.
Steel for battle.
And next turn, we will just attack there. He will come in there. Oh, God. I have a non-aggression pact with Kingdom of Wu, but they kind of have all this land, and it's kind of in my way. That's why I have to have my fucking troops coming from there. Yeah, did I have any issue with that, Niksu? I'm just fucking chatting to you while I'm playing the game. Is there a problem with that? Unless you don't want to be telling me this. You're like, if you're like, oh shit, I told him too much, then that's you problem though. But I'm chilling, dude. Hold up, I need a. Really, not close enough? Just...
No mercy.
Really? Okay. Oh, what are you just doing up over here, dude? That's not at all suspicious. You're just sitting in the middle of my land at my city. He wouldn't betray me and attack my capital city, would he? Right? Does he hate me? One time. I mean, he's not that upset. He's kind of upset. If he does, I will destroy his entire existence immediately. Be stupid of him to do that. Alright, let's do some upgrades then. Non-city upgrades, just production ones.
Take up arms with us.
Cao Ang. Who's Cao Ang? I'm already at war with him. Oh, you want to go to war? Yeah, so then why are you all the way over fucking here?
Our talks are done.
You should have been moving your troops for that shit like 12 years ago.
Stand down.
It's okay. If they try to go out, these guys will strike them. I'll just restart the siege tomorrow. Alright.
When drawing a bow, hold the breath. Ever onwards. Focus your rage!
I think I win by enough. I think I to win.
From the roots to heaven.
Yeah, I'll be able to replenish. Ooh, decent ancillary. Let's see. I don't really want a stone pig. Oh, but he's legendary. I'll release him this time. Maybe I'll get him next time.
This land is busy with life and all its complications.
I really dislike how we fucking I have people living here. Oh, I know they're my vassals, but still, oh, it bothers me to no end. I could have killed them all, but I felt bad. They asked to like just give up.
Harmony must be crushed.
I feel bad murdering for no reason, even though it would have been pretty easy. Okay, you know what?
How may I serve, my lord?
I gave them pretty goated fucking people. Okay, but you know what? You do fucking leg it like no one else does.
Move as one.
No, that's not what I wanted.
My arrival.
Oh, fuck.
Ready for forced march.
Alright, you're coming all the way over here. 5 turns? Ah, shit. Fucking hell. Alright, you'll be home base lady, I guess. Everyone else will push the main fucking front lines. Nice. Nice. God, I wish I could give him better armor. Give him a better mount at least. Oh, that's why I didn't give him a better mount. Resolver Instinct would be good for health. For damage, because he's of male evasion. I'll give him that. Cunning, I don't really care about cunning. Let's give him that. Yeah, it's the best weapon I could have given him. That's minus 15 instinct though.
I answer your request. Oh, it's on cooldown. Okay, I have to remember it.
Perfect. How about at the top of the hour, so in 10 minutes, I'll swap over to the video. I think that'll be the perfect time for that. Give me just enough time to move my armies.
To battle! To arms! Shout fury! To the grand design. Advancing. The tides be with us.
Alright, I guess next turn I'll jump him right there.
Deflect with shield. Cleave with sword. Remain sharp.
Take him out. Easy money.
Celebration is due. Let the wine flow. Our dominion grows.
My lord, how can I serve?
Ooh, actually. You know what, it's fine. That's fine. Just get your ES over here.
With purpose.
Have them attack two-pronged and just go boom, 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 boom. Have Bertram over there. He's there. I only have 10k to spend. I want to build there, but I don't really have much of an option. Alright. think I'm in good shape.
Take this in friendship.
Zhang Kai. Who are you to me? Where are you located? Why do you need it through my lands? My lands are in the corner. Oh, actually. Never mind. I see why you could need that. I will give that to you. He will be gifted with access for that small fee.
For China.
Oh, do I have to land
Not
here
possible.
first?
I cannot.
What do you mean you cannot?
Ill-considered. Stand
Get your
ready.
ass on land. Oh my.
Avoid diversions. Cast anchor.
Serve integrity. Setting sail. To battle! Our faith was rewarded.
Ooh, I want that. You're
Grant them
dead.
dignity in death. Standard stance.
Tong Yuri, not at. Oh, we're not at war with them. Interesting.
With righteousness.
Didn't expect that.
Unified in intention. Maintain momentum.
On the march.
I am the mandate upon heaven. Ha ha! I should have left some money to build troops. Shit. Let's check out one of my armies. These guys are already pretty goated, but I think my sword units here could use some work. Are they not in my territory? They're not. How's this person? Ooh, they need to move out. And yeah, ooh, level 7. Yikes. Oh. They start level 10? Oh. Heavy sword cavalry? Oh. Oh. They're beautiful. Yes, it is video time. I'm sorry, I'm just witnessing the beauty of troops I'm going to be buying next turn.
One direction. Do not yield.
Oh, you can't attack? Alright, damn, whatever. Alright, let me get a save in, and then we... hit the view in the chat, please, in the video in the chat. And I'll get it ready. Perfect. Actually, wait. I want to get a snack. I want to get a snack. I want a snack on shit while I watch this. I want to be around ass. I'm sure you understand, considering the way you look. Just shade, even though I've never seen you. Just shade for your appearance. I'm choking on water. Oh, this is instant carb. I'm alive. I'm good.
I was there, in the dead of winter 1475, one of tens of thousands in the army of Sultan Mehmed, marching through the snowbound lands of Moldavia. We were veterans, proud, disciplined, hardened by the siege of Constantinople, the campaigns in Serbia, Bosnia, and Wallachia. We'd crushed kings, toppled walls. What could these forest dwellers possibly do to stop us? The land was cold, silent, and cruel. Every step forward felt like it took us deeper into the unknown. Villages were empty, burned to ash, wells poisoned. Roads vanished beneath thick fog. And then, the horns sounded. At first, we thought it was just another ambush. But this was no raid. Arrows came from all sides. Screams echoed through the trees. We couldn't see 5 steps ahead. Horses panicked. The ground beneath us was soaked not in rain, but in blood and mud. Stefan of Moldavia. He wasn't just defending his land. He was hunting us, herding us like animals into the swamp, where thousands of us were cut down. The cold didn't kill us, the fear did. And I was one of the lucky few who escaped Vaslui and lived to tell the tale. With that harrowing account, we would like to welcome you to today's episode in our series
That's a
on
cool
the
ass
history
fucking
of the
intro.
Ottoman Empire, where we will...
Yeah, I don't do so good on the total war battles. I need to get better with that. Even when I have what feels to be a good defensive position, I still fuck up. I don't know.
examine one of the most significant military defeats the Ottomans
It's a
faced
lot harder than
at
it
the
fucking
Battle of
looks. Like
Vaslui
shit, dude.
and Mehmed's
If you have a
war with
bad
Moldavia.
composition of units, it
Every
really
week we
gets harder
release
than
3
you think.
new
Like,
exclusive
fuck.
videos for our members and patrons. the Pacific War, the Eastern Front of World War II prelude, and many other series, including the War of Spanish Succession, Punic Wars, Iberian Reconquista, Russian Revolution and Civil War, North Africa.
Hey, you catching me while I'm eating candy. Son of a bitch. Ah. But yeah, no, it's I'm not very good with the movement controls yet. I'm getting better, but when you have what's it called, 2 armies of just basically 6 things of 120 archers, chance of winning are just not very high. I learned that very quickly. That's when I started trading units for the heavy halberds.
And at Oslok,
Sorry, heavy glaive users.
Sultan Mehmed II began to march his grand army back to the capital. After his significant victory over Uzun Hasan at Oslok Beli, Sultan Mehmed II began to march his grand army back to the capital. Following numerous years of military campaigning, the Sultan's eastern borders were finally secured against the Turkic powers of the Karamanids and Akikoyunlu. However, Mehmed's military triumphs were dampened when his beloved son, Shahzada Mustafa, fell ill and died the following year, shocking many in the government. The Ottoman prince had been the most promising of Mehmed's 3 sons, and had been groomed as a potential heir. Outraged by Mustafa's sudden death, the Sultan blamed the tragedy on Mahmud Pasha. The Grand Vizier was first detained and stripped of his titles before being executed, a move that highlighted Mehmed's increasing authoritarianism toward members of his own government. Mahmud's rival, Gedik Ahmed Pasha, may have also played a role in the Vizier's rapid downfall, as he was soon hailed as Grand Vizier in 1474. Mahmud Pasha, the Ottoman statesman who loyally and dutifully served the Sultan over 2 decades in various military expeditions in the Balkans and Anatolia, was buried in Constantinople. After Skanderbeg's death back in 1468, the Albanian revolt against the Ottomans had lost its central leader and driving force. The Albanian lord had successfully unified various nobles of his homeland and led a 25-year resistance that kept the Turks at bay through a combination of brilliant military tactics and forming alliances with Western European powers. Nevertheless, with Skanderbeg's death, the Albanian nobility lacked a unifying figure to lead its armies. Skanderbeg's son, John II Kastrioti, unifying...
You know what they should have just did? Since they lacked unifying person. They should have just tried to start a cult. They should have just been like, yo, I'm the reincarnation of God. Believe in me. It's time for war. It always works out. Of course it will be. Shouldn't we watch the Skanderberg's rebellion first, then? In terms of... it's fine. Whatever.
Figure to lead its armies. Skanderbeg's son, John II Kastrioti, was too young and inexperienced to assume leadership, and none of the surviving noble families commanded the same respect or allegiance from the broader Albanian population. Nevertheless, local resistance efforts continued in the region, with limited Venetian backing from the Doge's strongholds in Shkodra, Durrës, and Lezhë.
From the Doge.
While Sultan Mehmed spent much of 1474 in his imperial palace due to recurring gout, he dispatched an army to the west to address the ongoing Albanian revolt. After being unable to capture Durrës back in 1467, the Sultan tasked Hadim Suleiman Pasha with besieging Shkodra to cut off aid to Albania from the north. Leading a provisional army of over 20,000, the Romanian Bela Bey marched across the Balkans in the spring and laid siege to the Venetian stronghold by mid-May. Although its walls crumbled under heavy Ottoman artillery fire, the local garrison managed to hold out for several months. In the final assault in August alone, the Turkish forces suffered 3,000 casualties. As his losses mounted, and news of a Christian fleet approaching to relieve the siege arrived, the Ottoman Pasha withdrew his army from Shkodra to the great jubilation of the Venetians. However, instead of returning to the imperial capital, Suleiman received new orders from Mehmed II to muster a fresh army and march towards the Danube, as a new threat arose in the distant lands of Moldavia. Like its sister state of Wallachia, the Principality of Moldavia was founded in the mid-14th century amid the decline of Mongol dominance in Eastern Europe, was founded. Like its sister state of Wallachia, the Principality of Moldavia was founded in the mid-14th century amid the decline of Mongol dominance in Eastern Europe and the weakening of the Kingdom of Hungary's eastern frontier.
Alright, good to know.
Around 1345, Dragosh of Maramuresh, a Vlach noble, was sent by the Hungarian crown to establish a border march against Tatar incursions in the east. He succeeded in creating a realm, marking the beginning of Moldavia as a political entity. Soon after Dragosh's death, his successors were expelled by Bogdan I, a rival voivode who had rebelled against Hungarian authority and asserted Moldavian independence around 1359. Under him and his successors, Moldavia evolved into a principality with its own institutions, military and royal dynasty. The realm's territory stretched between the Carpathians and the Dniester River, encompassing key trade routes to the Black Sea. Nevertheless, by the late 14th century, Moldavia was forced to contend with the influences of Hungary, Poland and the rising Ottomans, all of whom coveted its vital Black Sea port towns of Akerman and Kilia. Much like Wallachia, the principality served as a crucial buffer state for all three during the 15th century. By 1451, Bogdan II of Moldavia was murdered and usurped by his brother Peter III, who became an official vassal of Poland while also paying an annual tribute to the Ottomans. However, Bogdan's son, Stephen, received support from the Hungarian armies of John Hunyadi. Along with his cousin, Vlad III Dracula, he reclaimed the throne from his relative by 1457.
Attaboy, attaboy!
The new ruler continued to pay tribute to the Ottomans and used the peace to reform his realm. He expanded and professionalized the army, creating a standing force of mercenaries and enhancing the mobilization of peasant levies. The power of the Vlach nobility was also curtailed, as new judicial laws and tax codes were enacted to promote central control from the capital of Suceava. In 1462, the opportunistic Stefan III supported Ottoman armies during their war against Wallachia to recapture Kilia. This goal was achieved by 1465, allowing Stefan to gain control over the strategic Danube Delta. Observing that Moldavia was beginning to re-establish itself as a regional player under their ambitious ruler, the King of Hungary, Matthias Corvinus, invaded the country in 1467. There, the Hungarian monarch faced a humiliating defeat at the Battle of Baia, losing up to 10,000 men and sustaining injuries himself. The victorious Stefan followed up on his significant triumph by raiding Transylvania and thwarting a Golden Horde invasion at Lipnitz over the next 4 years. It was also during this period that his former exiled rival, Peter III, attempted to seize the Moldavian throne alongside the forces of Radu III of Wallachia.
Peter, fuck off!
Ultimately, he was unsuccessful in his attempts. By the early 1470s, the relationship between Mehmed II and Stefan had begun to deteriorate, as the Sultan insisted that Kilia be returned to Wallachian control. While Ottoman armies were engaged in Anatolia against Uzun Hasan, Stefan III terminated his tributary status with the Sublime Porte and invaded Wallachia in the fall of 1473. The strongly pro-Ottoman Radu III was defeated in battle and replaced by his Daneshti relative Basarab III. However, by the end of the year, Radu reclaimed his throne with the support of Mihalolu Ali Bey and 17,000 Akinji raiders, who plundered the local countryside as the new year approached.
At what
17,000 Akinji. Radu reclaimed his throne with the support of Mihalolu Ali Bey and 17,000 Akinji raiders.
What is a Kinji? Is that a region, or is that just what they call
the plundered the local countryside as the new year approached. Yet the reign of the Impaler's brother was not destined to last long, as by the spring of 1474, Basarab regained power once again with Moldavian assistance.
Excuse me, that was
with
all the candy I shoved in my fucking pie hole.
And the loyal Radu III deposed,
you like candy?
Mehmed sent Stefan an ultimatum.
If so,
the
what
Moldavian
kind?
king would either pay his annual tribute, pay homage to the Sultan in Constantinople, and cede Kilia to the empire immediately, or face the wrath of the Ottoman armies. By the summer of 1470...
sorry, the video was playing. It's pretty loud. Do you like candy? And if you do, what kind?
74, the Sultan received his response from the Moldavian voivode, a staggering refusal of all conditions. Shortly thereafter, official war was declared, and orders were sent to Hadim Suleiman Pasha to march on Moldavia. The Romalian Beyler Bey spent the rest of the year gathering reinforcements for his war-weary army in Sofia. Although it was long past the campaigning season, Suleiman managed to assemble around 30 to 40,000 troops for the Moldavian War. This provincial force consisted of Azebs, Janissaries, Akinjis, Tamali Sipahi heavy cavalry, and a number of Bulgarian engineers, tasked with clearing out
dude,
roads
Candy's
and
just
bridges of
good.
the local
Like,
region.
me, my favorite
With Turkish
gushers.
troops
Or
gathering so
candy
close to
that's
his
just
borders,
a little bit
Basarab
sour.
III reverted his realm's status to that of an Ottoman
candy's
vassal,
just the best.
and also
I know it's
pledged a
not good for
contingent
me,
of
but I snack
Wallachian
on it
cavalry
way
for
more than I
Suleiman's
should.
war effort. As a result, the pathway into Moldavia was opened to the Ottomans. Meanwhile, Stefan was able to gather around 20,000 troops for the upcoming war. Half of his army consisted of peasant conscripts, mobilized from the countryside, and the regular Moldavian army, which included professional infantry, light and heavy boyar cavalry, and 20 cannons. The other half of the army consisted of foreign auxiliaries and mercenaries from neighboring Christian kingdoms, including 5,000 CK infantry, 2,000 Polish cavalry, 1,800
know.
Hungarian infantry, cavalry, and
I like
handgunners,
the like
and
sour
lastly 1,000
strings or
Wallachian
like Sour Patch
volunteers.
Kids or any of that shit is great, you know?
By November 1474, Suleiman began crossing the frozen Danube in 2 columns from Vidin and Nicopolis. Regardless, the weather had already turned for the worse, slowing the Ottoman host's march north. Recognizing that his men were cold and exhausted, Suleiman rested his troops for over 2 weeks near Bucharest, where he received reinforcements from Basarab's promised contingent of 10,000 Wallachians. By December, the Turkish forces entered Moldavia, but Stefan was prepared and utilized scorched earth tactics to confront the invaders. Hundreds of villages were burned, their wells poisoned, and their local inhabitants relocated to create supply issues for the far more numerous Ottoman army. This was a war of attrition, and Stefan was accustomed to battling superior opponents, continually harassing the Ottomans with his hit-and-run tactics, reminiscent of those employed by his cousin Vlad the Impaler.
I wish you could do that in the fucking, Seven Kingdoms game, or whatever the game we were playing a second ago. I can't remember what the name is. 3 Kingdoms. Like, hit and run tactics. It's just the big battle and you win or lose. You can't, like, oh, whittle them down, hit them here, hit them there, you know? It's either you lose or win.
After nearly a month of marching through the abandoned countryside in freezing conditions, Turkish scouts sighted a few dozen intact villages in a valley where the Barlad River flows south of the town of Vaslui on the 10th of January 1475. With heavy fog, rain, and frigid temperatures plaguing his men, Suleiman decided to rest his army in
That
the
sounds like a
supply-rich
shit condition
region
to be in,
before
dude.
continuing his march northward to the Moldavian capital. However, as the Ottoman troops began to cross the river over the only bridge in the area, Moldavian battle drums were heard in the north.
Yeah,
Convinced
Moldavia's
that
gonna
Stefan's
fuck
entire
you
army
up.
was ahead, Suleiman hastily advanced his troops through the dense fog and
Oh, that
ordered
was a
the army
mistake.
to assemble on the western side of the river. As the drum roll continued, more Ottoman soldiers crossed the river and moved through the marshes to the north, forming a makeshift battle formation. Regardless, this brought the exhausted and now panicked Turkish host into a narrow valley, from
Oh,
which
dude, you
showers
should've
of
just-
arrows rained upon them.
He should have just not engaged here. After he heard the drums, he should have been like, I can wait on this side of the river. Let them come to me is what he should have said.
Continued, more Ottoman soldiers crossed the river and moved through the marshes to the north, forming a makeshift battle formation. Regardless, this brought the exhausted and now
Yeah,
panicked
that's a
Turkish
fuck up
host
right there.
into a
That's a
narrow
big
valley,
fuck up.
from which showers of arrows rained upon them. Situated at the end of the marshland was the Moldavian army, fortified behind earthworks and trenches. As the Ottoman front lines finally came into contact with Stefan's regular army and troops from Poland, Hungary, and Transylvania, a bloody hand-to-hand melee ensued over the highly fortified positions on the marshland. Hearing the news of the struggle, Suleiman Pasha, stationed at the rear of the army and unable to assess the situation on the front lines, ordered a general advance and began rushing men across the small wooden bridge. Unbeknownst to him, he had just led his army into a trap. As reinforcements crossed the river, Moldavian cannon fire and barrages from the handgunners had begun to bombard the Turkish host from the
Oh,
opposite side
dude,
of the
you're
river.
double fucked
The
now.
now panicked Suleiman began rushing his heavy cavalry across the wooden bridge, and this, combined with cannon fire, ultimately caused the unsteady bridge to collapse.
Oh, great. Now
While
only
Turkish
half your army's
reinforcements now
over,
attempted
and you're going to
cross
be
the
bombarded
freezing
by
cold river,
cannons.
The Wallachian contingent
Nice.
refused to do so, leading to significant tensions within the Ottoman army mid-battle. A fierce war of words caused Basarab to withdraw his support for Suleiman, thereby initiating his withdrawal from the battle. Meanwhile, back on the front lines, the Ottoman Sepahis
Yeah, why
were
the fuck would
successful
you
in
want
pushing
to?
the
Like,
left
you're in
wing of
such
the Zakias
shit
and the
position,
Moldavian
like-
professionals. Turkish reinforcements now attempted to cross the freezing cold river. The Wallachian
Like, hey guys, we panicked and crossed this bridge, and you know now we have to all go in this freezing water in our armor, and while we're exhausted, and then try to fight instead of them just trying to retreat maybe, like fuck off. I would be so pissed if I was this guy. I would be like, fuck you. I ain't doing like the exact thing he's doing right now. I'd be fuck you. You guys crossed the bridge like fucking dumbasses. I didn't want to. Fuck off.
contingent refused to do so, leading to significant tensions within the Ottoman army mid-battle. A fierce war of words caused Basarab to withdraw his support for Suleiman, thereby initiating his withdrawal from the battle. Meanwhile, back on the front lines, the Ottoman Sepahis were successful in pushing the left wing of the Zakias and the Moldavian professionals. However, this lured the army further into the grasp of Stefan. Suddenly, the Moldavian war drums were heard from the forest to the left of the Ottoman line. Completely exposed, Ottoman officers panicked. Having never been made fully aware of the tactical situation, Suleiman tried to form a secondary line to defend against the threat on his
Oh
left
my
side.
god, Suleiman, you fucking clown.
Nevertheless, the main Moldavian attack was planned against the Ottoman
Oh
and the heavy cavalry of
no!
Stefan, which had been hidden behind a forested hill until then, charged into the rear and flank of the Ottoman host. Despite still outnumbering their opponents, the now exhausted Turkish host thought that they were surrounded from three sides and began routing en masse. The battle had now turned into a massacre, in which individual Ottoman units fled the battlefield in all directions. During the three-day Great Retreat, the remains of Suleiman's
That's
host were run
fucking
down by
brutal,
Moldavian cavalry,
dude.
resulting in many Ottoman officers being taken captive and then executed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The
They
Battle of
kind of
Vaslui
fucked
would
up that.
become
They
one of the
deserve
most
that kind of
significant
get
defeats
executed.
in
I'm
Ottoman
sorry.
history. The Sublime
Ooh.
Porte suffered up to 20,000 casualties during the battle, compared to Stefan's 5,000.
4-to-1
Like
ratio.
Skanderbeg before
Shit,
him,
dude.
the Moldavian ruler was anointed by the Pope with the title of Athletic Christi for his great victory over the Turks.
Athleti?
However, such a victory
Damn.
was to be celebrated only briefly, as in the following months after the battle, Stefan would conclude an alliance with Hungary, knowing that Mehmed's wrath would soon be at the gates of his realm.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit. I don't want
Since
them
the Ottoman
hands.
conquest of Serbia and Bosnia, the Turkish marcher lords of the Balkans gradually intensified their raids deep into Europe. In 1474, Mihalolu Ali Bey had launched a significant raid into Hungary. He reached as far as Oradea, enslaving and looting as he progressed through the country. Later that year, Turkish raiders from Bosnia also invaded Croatia, extending as far as Varestin, Metlika and Batui. By the time of the disaster at Vaslui, Ottoman raiders had penetrated into the border regions of Carniola and Carinthia, causing significant panic in the royal courts of both Hungary and Austria. Due to these devastating incursions into his realm, Matthias Corvinus pledged support for Stefan's war effort against Mehmed. Pausing his campaign in Bohemia, the Hungarian king gathered an army of 10,000 and marched on the recently constructed Ottoman fortress of Shabatz in the fall of 1475. By the start of the new year, the fortress was besieged with the assistance of the titular despot of Serbia, Vuk Gregorovic, the grandson of Juraj Brankovic. After 30 days, Shabatz fell to the invaders, thus further
Damn.
securing the hinterland
Rip.
surrounding Belgrade from additional Ottoman incursions across the Danube.
So back fortress was
In the-
known as the... God, okay, God, the subtitles are right over the... meaning the flank piercer. Okay, kind of cool-ass name.
The weeks following the siege, Hungarian raids into Turkish-controlled Bosnia and Serbia commenced. This included the looting of many towns by none other than a newly released Vlad Dracula.
Attaboy,
As he had done over a
Dracu.
decade ago,
Attaboy,
the
Vladdy boy.
voivode impaled and massacred soldiers and civilians alike during yet another campaign of terror. In retaliation for the fall of Shebets, the Ottoman marcher lords of Serbia resumed their destructive raids into Hungary throughout the summer of 1476, overrunning the Banat of Temeshvar. However, the force was to be defeated at the town of Bela Crkva during their journey back to friendly territory. Further raids into Croatia and Slovenia were also initiated, with the sacking of towns such as Grk, Vipava, Postojna and Ljubljana. By the end of the year, Ottoman raids had extended as far as Tavisi.
Call an ideal situation.
By the spring of 1476,
Man, kinda feel bad
Sultan
for her.
Mehmed had recovered from his bout of gout and planned to personally march on Moldavia to
It's
take
good he
revenge for the Battle
recovered
of
from his
Vaslui.
bout of gout.
Like Germanicus avenging the fallen Roman legions at the Teutoburg forest, the Ottoman Sultan aimed to restore the honor of his armies in the upcoming war. Gathering a force of 40,000 in Sofia, the Sultan marched along the Black Sea coast and reached the Danube in early summer. While it took the army over 3 days to cross the Great River, Mehmed's Tatar allies from Crimea also invaded Moldavia from the east. Nevertheless,
Stefan
they
ain't
were
gonna let
routed
that
near
happen.
Akerman by
He's-
Stefan's forces and pushed out of the country
Yeah.
entirely, thus thwarting Mehmed's plan to open a second front in the war. Like a year and a half earlier, the Moldavian voivode intended to employ scorched earth tactics and attrition warfare against a numerically superior foe. However, Mehmed did not repeat the mistakes of the previous expedition and marched cautiously through the region to ensure the safety of his supply lines. As the Ottoman army advanced towards Suceava through the White Valley, also known as Valea Alba, they finally encountered Stefan's host of 12,000. The Turkish vanguard, led by none other than Hadim Suleiman Pasha himself, was ambushed by the Moldavian ruler and suffered heavy losses. It was only with the arrival of the main Ottoman army that the Rumelian Beylerbey's contingent was saved, forcing Stefan to retreat to his camp. Due to the fact that he had not been reinforced with troops from Poland and Hungary, as had been the case the previous year, the voivode decided to go on the
Yeah,
offensive
when you don't
and
have a
allow
bunch
the
of
invaders
reinforcements, it's
attack
better
his
to play
fortified line,
defensively.
which was located behind a forest. The next day, Mehmed ordered a
God, I
general
ate too
advance
much
of
of the
his
sour
army,
candy,
but this
now
resulted
it's
in a great blunder,
making
as
my
the
throat
forest
dry
through which the
the fuck
army
out.
passed was set ablaze by the Moldavians, resulting in many casualties to the Ottoman host. During this panic, the army was also showered with incoming fire from Moldavian handgunners and artillery from ahead. It was
yes,
only when
the
the
classic
Sultan arrived
run
on the
right
front lines
into
and
artillery
rallied
and
his
gunfire.
officers and janissaries that morale in the Ottoman army resurged. Now being overwhelmed by his opponent's numbers on all sides, Stefan withdrew his host from the battlefield in order to prepare for the siege of his capital.
Man, and he safely
Although
retreated
Mehmed
shit,
had secured a
dude.
victory at the Battle of Valea Alba, it had come at a heavy cost.
Okay, maybe
Between
not
5 and
perfectly safe,
10,000
but close.
Ottomans had been killed or wounded during the course of the battle, compared to only around 1,000 Moldavians.
Wow.
Due to these high losses,
A 1
and
to
plague
5
now
to 1 to
roaming
10
the local
ratio.
countryside,
Shit, dude.
the Sultan was unable to follow up on his victory over Stefan, who had fled to the Polish border to reassemble his strength. Unable to seize the primary fortresses of the region, such as Kilia, Akerman and Suceava, Mehmed concluded his campaign by the end of the
Yeah,
summer,
get the fuck out
but
of there,
not before
Mehmed.
ravaging the entirety of Moldavia.
You do good, but
Although now
fuck
left
off.
in ruins,
Let
Stefan's
Stefan-
realm
let
managed
Stefan
to
have his little
survive
bit of
Mehmed's
land.
onslaught and maintain its independence. With Ottoman armies now gone from the local region, King Matthias ordered his vassal, Stefan Batory of Transylvania, to invade Wallachia alongside the Moldavians to restore Vlad to his throne. By the fall of 1476, Basarab III had lost his throne once again. However, in a demonstration of the volatility of Wallachian politics, he managed to regain power by the start of 1477 with Ottoman support. During this struggle, Vlad was cornered at the town of Snegov and was beheaded by Turkish agents. The head
That's a
of
lie.
the
He
Impaler
was never
prince
beheaded.
soon
He
sent to
became a
Mehmed, where
vampire.
it was placed upon a high stake for all to see in the imperial capital. 15 years after his initial campaign of terror in the Balkans, Vlad III Dracula had finally been defeated and killed, representing a significant propaganda victory for Sultan Mehmed II.
Yeah, Mehmed,
With
fuck
Wallachia
you.
secured and Moldavia
I
on
do
the
like
back,
Mehmed, but not right
Mehmed
now.
turned his gaze to his wars elsewhere in the Balkans. In the next episode in our series on the Ottomans, we
You got
will look
another
at the
video?
conclusion of the
I think I'll
Venetian
watch
and
maybe
Albanian
one
War.
more short one,
In addition
and then
to
I'm
the
gonna
fall
hit
of
the
Theodoro and
hit the hay. I'm surprisingly tired. Oh my god, it's 3 a.m. Definitely, yeah. One more vid and then I hit the hay. Also, hold up. I'm about to burp my fucking guts out. You're gonna mute 1 second. I burped a little bit already, but let's try to stop the rest. Ah, better. Ah, let's take a look at this video. Battle of Torvioli. Sounds like a pasta.
In the first weeks of November 1443, a series of 5 battles were fought between the armies of the Ottoman Empire and a crusader force led by the legendary Hungarian knight John Hunyadi.
I've never heard of
the
John.
city of
But,
Nice.
okay, good to know.
The bloody clashes were part of a series of engagements in what is known as the Long Campaign that will culminate
The
in
Long
the Battle
Campaign?
of Varna
You know what else is
a
long?
year later. Among
Sigismund
the Ottoman
sausages.
ranks is George Castrioti, affectionately nicknamed Iskandish Bey by his comrades. Iskandish being Turkish for Alexander, and Bey being the Ottoman title for governor.
Okay, so just
A
Alexander.
loyal
okay,
vassal of
that's
the
pretty
Ottoman
simple, but
Turks
whatever.
and convert to Islam, George held a reputation as a reliable military leader. Sultan Murad
dude, I actually
II
haven't
rewarded
played
his
that in a
faithful
while. I need to
service
get
with
back
a
to it.
governorship of
I
Castrioti,
don't know.
as well as honorific titles and command over a horse contingent of 5,000
I don't play that game when I'm
in the
not
Ottoman
streaming,
army.
so...
And so
I don't
it
know.
came as a shock to the Turkish leadership when George and some 300 Albanians disappeared into the night, deserting in the wake of the Ottoman defeat at Nice. George Castrioti now rode toward his ancestral homelands, feeling a sense of destiny lying before him.
Destiny, that's...
Little could he
okay.
foresee that he trotted the path that would lead him to becoming a legend throughout the Balkans, a hero to the Albanian people, and the terror of the Ottomans.
Are they about to hit me with an ad? They're gonna hit me with the ad.
I'm happy to say that for today...
Fucking knew it.
His father, John, ruled over the small Albanian principality of Castrioti. The young George grew up in a...
I feel like I thought I catch you playing the first game, but maybe not the second one. I don't know. I just I feel like that's a game where you play a lot all at once, and then you need to take a break from, and then you play a lot all at once again. You know, and like KDC is not a game where you can play a little bit here, and then a little bit there, and then a little bit more here. You know what I mean? Like you really gotta immerse yourself in the world to enjoy it. You know, and some games it's okay if you leave, come back, you know. But, I don't know. I felt like, at least with Henry, it's you gotta really go all the way through. At least that's how it felt with the first game. Felt pretty much the same with the second game, at least as far as we've been going. But we'll see.
turbulent and changing world. The decline of the Byzantine Empire diminished their holdings to the area surrounding Constantinople, leaving a power vacuum in the Balkans filled by the Ottoman Turks. Resurgent after a series of civil wars under competent rule of Sultan Mehmed I, and the Republic of Venice, the dominant power in Eastern Mediterranean, whose meddling in the affairs of southeastern Europe brought it into conflict with the expanding Ottoman Sultanate. Much like other minor powers
dude,
in
how
the
do you
region,
forget the story?
the Christian
Like,
nobles of Albania played off
I don't know.
both sides
I
to
feel like
maintain control over
KDC
their
and
own
KDC 2
domains.
story is at least straightforward
For some
enough.
50 years,
I can understand forgetting
John
that, like,
performed this
specific
delicate
quests,
balancing
but
act, maneuvering
I don't
between
know.
the courts of Venice, Serbia, and the Ottomans. John converted to Catholicism, Orthodoxy, Islam, and back again to Catholicism, repeating this tenuous cycle time and
Speaking
again.
of, what's the progress on KDC3?
John was
I
also
can't remember what
notable
was
for
going
his
on with that.
military leadership on campaign. He fought alongside Sultan Bayezid I at the 1402 Battle of Ankara against
Can't
the
remember if you said that was
Timurid
coming
Empire.
out soon or if it was being
Following
delayed because they were doing
Tamerlane's
another game
epic
or
victory
something.
and the capture of Sultan Bayezid, which had led to the Ottoman interregnum, John returned to his ancestral homeland and broke with the Sultanate. As Bayezid's sons plunged their empire into civil war and anarchy, John expanded
Always a
his
John.
lands by
John doing
conquest,
this, John doing
opportune
that, John
diplomatic
fucking up
marriages,
everything.
and strategic
Oh, it's
alliances
not
with
coming
other
anytime
nobles
soon.
in the region.
Well, I haven't finished the
Soon,
second
the
game, so I
House of
still have some time, I
Castrioti
guess.
controlled a large swath of territory in north-central Albania. But this expansion was not left unchecked for long. After emerging victorious from the interregnum, Mehmed I moved his army west to reassert Ottoman suzerainty over Albania. In 1415, John again readily submitted to the Turks, sending his son Gjergj as a hostage to the Ottoman court, ensuring his renewed loyalty to the Sultan. The young Gjergj Castrioti was converted
They're
to
making a
Islam
movie
and received education
about
in Ottoman military tactics
first
and
game?
strategy in the famous Enderun Palace school system, which educated all the empire's nobles and janissary soldiers.
Or
While there, he earned the nickname Iskandish Bey, roughly meaning Lord Alexander, or simply Skanderbeg in the west. He returned briefly to his home.
that's going to be interesting because here's the thing. If they made it a couple years ago, I think it might be about Henry. Because the Henry model is based off of a real guy. But now, Henry's guy is kind of old. So it would be a little bit more difficult to make a movie unless it's like Henry when he's old. I'm assuming it would be like an actual historical piece rather than focused on...
homeland in
something like that.
1420,
They said they won't
but in
cast the... Yeah, there you go.
1423, Sultan Murad II launched another military campaign to reassert Ottoman authority over the recalcitrant Albanian lords.
Yeah, didn't think
Once
they would,
again,
especially with the
John
change
sent
in
his
age.
son to Edirne as a hostage. From then on, Skanderbeg would serve the Ottoman Empire loyally, taking part in the conquest of neighboring Christian states. However, trouble was brewing anew in Albania.
Uh-oh.
In 1428,
What's happening in
another war
Albania?
broke out between Venice and the Ottoman Empire. Taking advantage of the situation, many Albanian lords, John Castrioti included,
God damn it, John!
rebelled against their Turkish overlords, aiming to regain lost lands and achieve independence. But despite his father being one of the leaders of the revolt, Skanderbeg asserted his loyalty to the Sultan.
I mean, yeah,
By
you kind of
1430,
held hostage.
the Venetians were defeated, and their Albanian allies were left to fend for themselves.
Oh, shit.
Murad II now turned his fury
That's
on
not good.
Albania, rapidly crushing the
Ooh,
uprisings
that's...
in the region.
Ooh, ripped the,
Next,
goddamn
the Sultan
revolt.
sought to break the power of the perennially traitorous Albanian nobility. In a land and population survey of 1431 to 32, Albanian lands were broken into some 335
Wow, that's a lot of
timars,
provinces.
land grants given as fiefdoms to minor allies, and to the elite Sipahis for their military service. Half of these timars were granted to Turkish lords and officers at the expense of the now displaced Albanian nobles.
I see
The
where the
few
Albanian
nobles who did
were not
retain
exactly
power
happy.
had their holdings significantly reduced.
Oh, wait, no, this just
John
happened.
Castrioti in particular was stripped of his most valuable lands, being merely left with the
I'm
mountainous
surprised
backwater
John
villages.
was left alone.
Came heavier taxes and the dreaded Devshirme, a policy where Christian children were forcibly abducted, converted, and conscripted into service of the Janissary Corps.
Oh, shit.
Unsurprisingly, the Albanians
Yeah, no, like,
responded
you're gonna
by
take my
openly
kids?
revolting.
Yeah, I'm gonna revolt. Like,
Once
fuck
again,
that.
Skanderbeg remained loyal to the
Skanderbeg,
Ottomans,
you
whilst
slut!
this latest uprising raged on for another 4 years. His
Help your
father John
people,
was
help your
eventually
dad!
defeated for a final time, losing even more lands and dying a broken man.
Oh, he just...
It was here that first cracks in Skanderbeg's loyalty to the Turks appeared.
Then they fucking
To
stabbed
his
your
faithful
dad!
service, Skanderbeg expected to be granted rule over most, if not all, of his ancestral
I feel
lands.
like I've seen this before.
But after an
Have we
audience
seen
with the
this
Sultan,
before?
he was granted only a single timar.
I feel like I
Dissatisfied,
remember
he
being
would
upset
repeatedly
about
broach
him
the
watching
issue
his
to
dad die or
Murad to
something.
no avail. His military career with the Ottomans culminated with his
You
appointment
shithead!
as governor of
You shit! I fucking knew this shit seemed familiar. Oh, alright, we'll
Deepa
fucking keep
in
watching.
1440, but Skanderbeg remained discontented.
I am almost certain we've
He
seen
felt
this
that his
before.
unblemished
Don't
military
even.
record warranted greater
I remember
compensation,
talking
and
about
understandably
fucking Sophia and Nis and
felt he was being denied
another
his
shit.
birthright. It was around this
Oh, I have
time that
hiccups.
Skanderbeg began plotting a rebellion of his own.
Just a quick thing. Hold on, before I get another hiccup. I feel like I am the only fucking adult who gets hiccups anymore. It's so fucking annoying. Fucking hell.
Skanderbeg's opportunity came in the form of a large crusading army. Alarmed at the rapid Ottoman advances in the Balkans, Pope Eugene IV called on the Catholic powers of Europe to form a new Holy League and drive out the Turks from Europe. The Crusade of Varna, as it became known, moved rapidly after its start in October 1443, with the Ottoman stronghold of
It's actually incredibly fucking unpleasant.
Nice falling before reinforcements could arrive to relieve the garrison. The Turks were
Especially
caught
in public.
completely off guard. Murad hurriedly mustered whatever forces were available, including Skanderbeg and his cavalry contingent. The Ottomans rushed into the Balkans to halt the Christian army. Ottoman reinforcements arrived into the region piecemeal, however. Under the leadership of the capable Hungarian knight, John Hunyadi, the Crusaders defeated 3 Ottoman armies before the Sultan ordered a withdrawal deeper into Turkish territory. Amidst the confusion, Skanderbeg defected the Ottoman camp with his 300 Albanian horsemen, but not before forcing one very nervous scribe to forge a letter from the
Attaboy.
Sultan. Arriving
Fuck.
at the city of Gruyere on November 28th, he gave the forged letter to the local governor. In it were orders to hand control of the city to Skanderbeg. Thinking he was obeying direct orders from Murad, the governor surrendered the city without a fight.
That was an
As
easy
soon as
deception.
Ottoman
Fuck
forces
yeah,
were
nice
out
work,
of
scribe. Clearly know
Skanderbeg
how
announced
to
his
write his
rebellious
Oh!
intentions to the gathered public. He promptly converted back to Christianity and moved to secure the surrounding
Man, that was a
territory,
quick conversion.
capturing
Yeah,
many
I was never
neighboring
really not a
castles and
Christian.
villages. Skanderbeg then began rallying the disenfranchised Albanian nobility to his banner. Heads of the many aristocratic families answered the call, gathering in the city of Lecce to form what would become known as the League of Lecce, the first unified state in Albanian history. Skanderbeg was proclaimed chief of the League of the Albanian people and took
I like how it's not chief of the league. Sorry, it's not chief of people. It's chief of the League of the People. And then Lord of Albania. He still gets it, but like, it's kind of like, you know, hey, my cousin is, you know, it kind of feels a little bit removed, a little bit stepsy sidesy.
the title of Lord of Albania.
Okay, I think I'm good on the hiccups.
More
now.
importantly, however, Skanderbeg
Ugh,
managed to
go
raise
back
a
to
force of
talking
around
again. Fucking
15,000
hell.
troops from the gathered elites, and he would
Ooh.
soon need it.
That's not a lot. Hopefully it's enough, though.
After rejecting an offer from the Sultan to return as a vassal, a large Ottoman army was sent in 1444 to destroy the upstart and his nascent state.
You got this.
Skanderbeg anticipated their point of entry into his domain and positioned himself in the plain of Torviol, where he hoped to gain a tactical advantage.
How
The
so?
relatively narrow plain was flanked on two sides by thick but not impassable forest.
Shit.
The plain ended in large sloping hills, while surrounding mountains naturally funneled the approaching Ottomans into this chosen battlefield. Here, Skanderbeg waited on the high ground until the Ottomans took up position on the opposite hill. Ali Pasha, one of the most respected generals of the Ottoman Empire, led his force of 25,000 men and set up
Did you say
camp
one
across
of
from
the most, or
Skanderbeg's
was one of the
Albanians.
most? Because after this shit,
As
apparently,
night
I
fell,
highly doubt it.
Both armies sent out
I bet
small
Skanderbeg
cavalry
gonna kick their ass
detachments
considering
to
it's called the
skirmish and
Skanderbeg
harass each
fucking
other.
Rebellion.
One group of Turks yelled insults at the Albanian camp, attempting to bait some of the men into a trap.
As
But
if I haven't
Skanderbeg
seen part of
wisely
this already.
prevented his
I don't
men
know.
from
Okay,
leaving.
here's the thing. I don't think I've actually seen
Meanwhile,
this,
the mood in the
but I
Ottoman
think
camp
we
was
did
celebratory.
see
The troops feasted.
the whole John and Albania revolt. I don't know. Maybe it was in one of their other videos. This was in something. But I don't remember. I feel like I do and I don't remember this. Maybe I was really tired or really, you know, smoking the good stuffs.
Expecting an easy victory against the ragtag rebel army next morning.
This seems very
On the other hand,
familiar, though.
Skanderbeg ordered his men to rest, knowing full well that a long day awaited them. In the hours before dawn on June 29th, 1444, the two forces began arraying. Skanderbeg's army, totaling 15,000 men, consisted of 8,000 cavalry and 7,000 foot. He placed some 9,000 men in the front line. Utilizing a common Ottoman tactical formation, he divided these into three groups within a crescent. This would make it difficult for the Ottomans to surround his men, and in theory draw the enemies inside the formation to be attacked on three sides. The left and right flanks had a mix of cavalry and infantry, while Skanderbeg himself led a combination of archers and regular infantry in the center. It appears that the right flank was deliberately weakened in order to lure the Ottomans into concentrating their charge on that side of the battlefield. Lastly, 3,000 men were held in reserve behind the main formation to exploit breakthroughs or
Hopefully
to
they
shore up any
actually are
faltering
used to
lines.
exploit breakthroughs. You
Ali
often
Pasha,
see
meanwhile-
a fucking people place units in reserve to do shit, and then they wait way too fucking long to use them, and you're like, well, shit. Well, there goes your chance. Like any chance you had, gone, wasted.
While deployed his 25,000 strong host in the standard three lines, irregular Akinji cavalry was in the front, typically deployed as a screen of skirmishers, and they also acted as light cavalry. Their task was to harass the Albanian lines and sap their strength and morale with waves of arrow volleys. This task completed, the second line, consisting of heavier Sipahi cavalry and a famed Janissary corps, would then cleave through the softened enemy line to deal the death blow. Finally, the third line was a mixed reserve. Ali Pasha was mounted in the center of the Janissary corps. Use of artillery is not mentioned in the sources, perhaps because moving the guns through the mountainous terrain would slow down what the Ottomans intended to be a swift campaign. Skanderbeg made the opening move.
Oh, that's bold.
He led his crescent formation off the high ground down into the flat plain and deliberately placed himself in a disadvantageous position, aiming to lure the overzealous cavalry charge from the Ottomans, as well as to encourage the Ottomans to abandon their high ground positions in turn.
Playing a game of pussyfoot.
Ali Pasha obliged, ordering his Akinji cavalry to charge.
All right, now they're all gonna
and
back
pin
up
the
back over the high
Albanians in
ground, I
place
assume, right?
in preparation for a decisive charge from his second line. Akinji horsemen rode at a steady pace, only to be met by a hurl of missile fire from the Albanian archers. Before the Ottoman riders could reach enemy archers, Skanderbeg moved his own cavalry forward to cover their retreat. The Turkish riders proved ineffective in the prolonged skirmish, seemingly running out of arrows.
Running out? Oh my.
They suddenly wheeled about and hastily retreated to the Ottoman line.
Seemingly. Got it.
Skanderbeg, familiar with the common Ottoman tactic of feigned retreat, shouted at the troops to hold back, preventing them from chasing
stay high
and
ground.
falling into a
Don't
trap.
go fucking into the middle plane.
With the Albanians remaining in place, Ali Pasha brought forward the second Ottoman battle line. Dust kicked up, covering the plain, as the elite Janissaries and Sipahi shock cavalry advanced. But as they reached the curved Albanian formation, they struck unevenly, overloading Skanderbeg's right, before the Ottoman center and left could make contact. The full weight of their attack meant to break the enemy, thus losing momentum. Having weakened his right flank to lure in more enemy forces, Skanderbeg needed his men to hold firm long enough to execute his plan.
Which is
this was easier said than done,
because
the
it looks like you're
Albanian
gonna
right
get fucked
buckled
on,
under
dude.
the shock of the Ottoman charge. For a time, the battle's outcome hung in the balance. But during the previous night, Skanderbeg had some 3,000 cavalry take up position on his right and conceal.
Half the time these videos are, man, they're losing the battle based on the details we told you. But hey, they actually secretly set up a bunch of people in the woods we didn't tell you about. Ah! Now you suddenly see why they won the battle. Because we didn't tell you about 3,000 troops!
Themselves in the thick forest. Despite the Albanian right flank suffering terribly, Skanderbeg still held back his hidden mounted contingent, to the dismay of his officers who struggled to keep their men from routing.
Yo, I would call him.
But the Albanian commander understood that striking the Ottomans from the woods on his right would only temporarily stabilize the flank, at the cost of losing all element of surprise. Ali Pasha could then, as a matter of course, counter this move by advancing with the third Ottoman line to win the engagement.
So what's your goal? You're gonna lose this engagement then either way.
Not to show his hand yet. The right had to hold.
Had to hold?
The stubborn Albanians stood their ground, but Ali Pasha could see that their numbers were being ground down. Sensing opportunity for a decisive breakthrough, the Ottoman commander gave the fateful order for his third line of reserves to join the battle, concentrating the weight of the attack on the weakened Albanian right flank. This was the moment Skanderbeg had been waiting for. Once Ali Pasha's men were fully committed and pinned in place, the Albanian general sprung his trap. Horns blazed as his concealed cavalry now rushed to join the fight. Emerging from the woods, they galloped onto the plain.
Gonna be enough?
Caught off guard, the Ottoman left shattered. Ali Pasha reacted swiftly, sending many of his Janissaries from the center to stabilize what remained of his left. Despite being assaulted on two sides, these elite warriors inflicted heavy casualties on the enemy and successfully stabilized the flank. The last of the Turkish reserves poured into the center, mauling the Albanians opposite them. However, the diversion of Janissaries thinned out the center, and the Albanians were able to countercharge and punch through the Ottoman line. Reacting quickly, Skanderbeg dispatched the last of his reserves into the gap that opened
Hopefully
up.
that's enough. Oh, shit, dude.
Unable to reform their line, portions of the Ottoman center routed for fear of being surrounded, and the Albanian left and right wings simultaneously began closing in for the kill.
Oh shit, really?
Surrounded on three sides, the Janissaries redoubled their efforts to stabilize whatever remained of the Ottoman left and center. But even these elite warriors could not stem the tide. Soon, the Ottoman army was almost completely surrounded, and a mass slaughter ensued. Some managed to flee, but the Ottoman front ranks were entirely annihilated, with only 300 men left standing by the end of the battle.
Damn, that's
in the chaos
a slaughter,
and confusion,
dude.
Ali Pasha managed to break out with what remained of his Janissary corps. By the end of the day, the Ottoman army had lost between 10 and 22,000 men, with some 2,000 more captured.
That's fucking holy
Albanian
shit.
losses were between 700 and 4,000. After looting what supplies they could find in the Ottoman camp, Skanderbeg led his men.
Okay, pause. This makes me think a little bit about Total War. When I lose a fight sometimes, and I don't like have my army eliminated, I lose a lot less guys than I think I do. Right? Let me be honest. Don't know what it is. It's what's a good way to say it? It's like you would think it'd be more sometimes based on how horrifically I'd lose a battle, but just it's not. It's not really that many more were captured either.
After looting what supplies they could find in the Ottoman camp, Skanderbeg led
I'm
his
not
men
wording that
back
very
to
well. I'm
Kuria
really,
to
really tired.
regroup
I'm gonna
and
pass
refit
out as
his
soon as this
men.
video's over.
He knew the Ottomans would be back.
I'm gonna catch you on the flip, brother.
Gjergj Kastrioti had come a long way into forging his legacy as Skanderbeg, but
Meant to say
challenges to
something
his
better
dream
worded,
of a
but,
unified and
better words for
independent
people who are
Albania
awake.
still lay ahead. If you stayed around this...
Fuck you, no ad. Alright, thing they said from Truman Show. Good night, goodbye, tomorrow, something. Yeah, peace, see ya. Today's Saturday. Oh no, today's Sunday. Oh shit. No, it's time to go to bed.